Discover Ireland, facts and curiosities you didn't know about the greenest country in the world. Ireland, known worldwide as the Emerald Isle, is a country that looks like something out of a fairy tale, with its breathtaking green landscapes, ancient Celtic legends, and a culture that has left its mark on the entire world. But did you know that Ireland has many secrets and curiosities that few know about? From its fascinating history to its rich musical tradition and impressive biodiversity, this country has much more to offer than we imagined. Today, we invite you to dive into the heart of Ireland and discover amazing facts that will surprise you. Do you dare to learn more about the greenest country in the world? Have you ever wondered what secrets are hidden in its castles or what makes its people unique? Don't miss this video and get ready to travel through Ireland's history, culture, and most surprising curiosities. Ireland is known for its breathtaking scenery, rich history, and vibrant culture. Known as the Emerald Isle, this island nation is famous for its lush nature, Celtic legends, and hospitality. However, behind its scenic beauty and centuries-old history, there are many curious and fascinating aspects that often go unnoticed. If you've ever wondered what makes Ireland unique, this tour of some of its most interesting facts will surprise you. The island's unmistakable green is not just a metaphor, it is a reflection of the stunning vegetation that covers the country. This characteristic hue is due in large part to its temperate climate, fed by Atlantic currents. With frequent rainfall and constant humidity, Ireland's meadows and fields maintain their greenery year-round. In fact, it is estimated that the island receives more than 225 days of rain annually, contributing to its reputation as the greenest country in the world. Ireland, in addition to being known for its scenery, has a rich and fascinating history. In terms of population, the island has around 5 million inhabitants, a figure that has grown significantly since the Great Famine of the 19th century, when Ireland's population fell drastically. Over the centuries, the country has been the scene of important historical events, such as the struggle for independence from the United Kingdom in the 20th century. The Irish War of Independence, which culminated in 1921 with the creation of the Irish Free State, marked a turning point in the country's history. One of the things that most surprises visitors to Ireland is the presence of castles. In fact, the country is home to more than 30,000 castles and fortified installations, making it one of the most castle-dense countries in the world. Many of these castles, dating back to the Middle Ages, are well preserved and some have been transformed into museums or even hotels, allowing visitors to immerse themselves in the country's medieval history in a unique way. Throughout Ireland, megalithic monuments are a reminder of its fascinating prehistoric past. Places like Newgrange, an ancient burial site dating back more than 5,000 years, have left a mark on human history. This monument, which is even older than the pyramids of Egypt, is aligned with the winter solstice, demonstrating the high level of astronomical knowledge its builders possessed. The Irish are known for their warmth and hospitality. The famous phrase "Seed Mile Fealty," which translates as 100,000 welcomes, is a reflection of the welcoming attitude of the Irish towards tourists and visitors. This friendliness is not limited only to the big cities, but extends to the small rural villages where the locals are often very open and willing to share stories about their life and culture. In addition, the Irish are known for their sense of humor, which is a mixture of wit and mischief, something that can easily be experienced during a chat in any Irish pub. Pubs in Ireland are not just places where pints of beer are served. They are the heart of Irish social life. There are more than 7,000 pubs in the country, and many of them host live music sessions. These places are ideal for enjoying a pint of Guinness, the world-famous Irish beer. Guinness, which was founded in Dublin in 1759, remains one of the world's most recognized brands, and the Guinness Storehouse in Dublin is one of Ireland's most popular tourist attractions, welcoming more than 1 million visitors annually. Irish culture is also reflected in its music, which has left an indelible mark on the world. Known for its traditional instruments such as the tin whistle, guitar, and fiddle, Irish folk music is vibrant and full of life. One of the most popular groups, the Dubliners, has been instrumental in spreading Irish music around the world, and it is not uncommon to see Irish musicians in public squares or pubs across the country, playing tunes that have been passed down from generation to generation. The official language of Ireland is Irish Gaelic, although English is the predominant language. Irish Gaelic is a Celtic language that has deep roots in the country's history. Although not all Irish people speak Gaelic fluently, it is taught in schools and used in certain areas, especially in the coastal regions known as the Gaeltacht. In these places, Gaelic is still the main language, and visitors can immerse themselves in a completely different environment from the rest of the country, surrounded by the language and traditional customs. Ireland is also famous for its festivals, especially St. Patrick's Day, celebrated on March 17th. This holiday, which commemorates the patron saint of Ireland, is one of the largest and most popular celebrations worldwide. Although originally a religious holiday, today's St. Patrick's Day is a celebration of Irish culture in all its glory, with parades, music, dancing, and, of course, lots of green beer. This event has grown so popular that the festivities extend far beyond Ireland's borders, with celebrations in cities such as New York, London, and Sydney. On a natural level, Ireland is a paradise for lovers of natural scenery. From the cliffs of Moher, towering more than 700 feet above the Atlantic Ocean, to Killarney National Park, Ireland's natural beauty is unparalleled. Killarney National Park, located in the southwest of Ireland, is home to forests, lakes, and mountains, and is one of the country's most iconic destinations. It is also home to species such as the red deer, which is one of the most majestic creatures of Irish wildlife. One of Ireland's most distinctive elements is its rail and road system. While public transportation is not as extensive as in other European countries, Ireland has a rail network that connects many of the major cities, and its rural roads allow you to explore the country in a scenic way. Traveling by car on Ireland's back roads is a unique experience, as you can often see small villages, castles, and breathtaking scenery that otherwise could not be enjoyed from the major highways. The education system in Ireland is also quite distinctive. Ireland boasts one of the highest literacy rates in the world, with over 99% of the adult population being able to read and write. The country is also home to some of the most prestigious universities in Europe, such as Trinity College in Dublin, which is famous not only for its quality education, but also for being home to the ancient Book of Kells, a medieval masterpiece dating back to the 9th century. Another curious fact is that Ireland is the birthplace of several famous people. Among them are writers such as James Joyce, Oscar Wilde, and Samuel Beckett, whose works have left an indelible mark on world literature. Ireland's literary legacy is so great that Dublin was named a UNESCO City of Literature in 2010, a recognition of its contribution to the literary world. Finally, one cannot talk about Ireland without mentioning its love of sport, especially Gaelic soccer and hurling. These traditional Irish sports are at the heart of many communities throughout the country, and Gaelic soccer matches, in particular, are very important social events. Croke Park in Dublin is Ireland's largest stadium and is the epicenter of many of these events, where thousands of fans gather to cheer on their local teams. Ireland is much more than a small country on the map. It is a nation with a rich heritage, unparalleled scenery, and a culture that continues to be celebrated and preserved with pride. The island offers a unique combination of history, nature, and traditions that make it a fascinating destination to explore and learn more about. If you ever have the opportunity to visit Ireland, you will not only see breathtaking landscapes and ancient castles, but you will experience the warmth of its people, the richness of its culture, and the magic of an island that remains an undiscovered mystery. Ireland, in addition to its breathtaking natural beauty and fascinating history, is a place full of vibrant culture and traditions that have been kept alive for centuries. The country's cultural richness is reflected in its customs, music, literature, cuisine, and, of course, its language. One of the highlights of Irish culture is its strong connection to traditional music. Irish folk music, which includes instruments such as the fiddle, flute, tin whistle, and bodhrán, has influenced many musical genres worldwide. This musical style, characterized by catchy melodies and upbeat rhythms, is often heard in Irish pubs, where local musicians play live and create a unique atmosphere that attracts both locals and tourists. Traditional Irish dancing, such as céilí and tap dancing, is also an essential part of the country's culture. The Irish have a great passion for dance, and the Riverdance show, which emerged in the 1990s, is just one example of the global impact of their dance. The fast and energetic movements of Irish dance are as characteristic as their music, and it is common to see dance competitions in which young people show their skill in fast and precise movements, a true testament to Ireland's commitment to its traditions. In terms of literature, Ireland has been home to some of the most important writers in history. James Joyce, author of the monumental work Ulysses, is one of the most influential writers of the 20th century. The city of Dublin, in particular, is deeply associated with Joyce, and is famous for its Bloomsday, an annual event held on June 16 in honor of Ulysses. During this day, city residents and tourists participate in public readings and walks, following in the footsteps of the protagonist Leopold Bloom through the streets of Dublin. In addition to Joyce, other celebrated Irish writers include W.B. Yeats, Oscar Wilde, and Samuel Beckett, whose literary legacies have been recognized worldwide. Ireland has also produced a wealth of poets, playwrights, and novelists who continue to shape contemporary literature. In terms of cuisine, Ireland has a cuisine that reflects its rich agricultural and maritime heritage. One of the most traditional dishes is Irish stew, a stew made with lamb or beef, potatoes, carrots, and onions, which has been a staple in Irish families for generations. In addition, boxty, a kind of potato pancake, is another typical dish served in many Irish homes and restaurants. Although Irish cuisine may seem simple, it is full of flavor and deeply tied to the country's natural environment. One cannot talk about Irish food without mentioning the famous Guinness, a dark beer that is almost a national symbol. The history of Guinness dates back to 1759, when Arthur Guinness opened the brewery in Dublin. Today, it is the most popular beer in Ireland and one of the best known worldwide. Despite its fame for beer, Ireland has a rich tradition of alcoholic beverages, and Irish whiskey is another of the country's most emblematic products. Irish whiskey is said to be smoother than other types of whiskey, due to the triple distillation process used in its manufacture. The Irish are also known for their love of tea, which is consumed in large quantities throughout the country, especially in the afternoons, accompanied by a good conversation or a piece of cake. The Irish education system has a historical tradition that dates back to the Middle Ages, when monasteries were founded as centers of learning. Today, Ireland has a high-level educational system, and its capital, Dublin, is home to some of the most prestigious universities in the world, such as Trinity College. This institution is known for housing the Book of Kells, a 9th-century illuminated manuscript that is one of the most important works of medieval European art. Ireland also has an interesting transportation system, especially when it comes to rural buses, which are one of the oldest forms of public transportation in the country. Although the larger cities are well connected, many rural areas rely on these buses to move between smaller villages. This system is so distinctive that travelers exploring the country by bus can experience some of the charm of life in the quieter parts of Ireland. Ireland's connection to Celtic mythology and legends is found in many of the traditions that still survive today. Mythical figures such as King Arthur, the goddess Bridget, and the leprechaun, the mischievous leprechaun who guards a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, remain popular elements of Irish culture. Many of these myths are told in festivals and celebrations that take place throughout the year, such as the Samhain holiday, which marks the beginning of winter and has a direct relationship to what we know today as Halloween. Ireland is also home to numerous castles and historic sites that, according to legends, are haunted by ghosts and spirits from ages past. Some of the most famous castles, such as Blarney Castle, are visited by thousands of tourists each year, who hope to kiss the famous Blarney Stone to receive the gift of eloquence. Irish architecture is another important part of its cultural heritage. Traditional houses, known as cottages, are famous for their thatched roofs and stone walls. However, in the larger cities, such as Dublin and Cork, one can find impressive Georgian buildings dating from the 18th and 19th centuries, with their red brick facades and brightly colored doors. Visitors walking the streets of these cities often feel transported back to another era, when Ireland was part of the British Empire. Finally, one of the most curious aspects of Ireland is its calendar of festivals. From the famous St. Patrick's Day celebration to the Galway Festival, which celebrates Celtic culture, Ireland is full of events throughout the year. Every summer, the city of Galway hosts one of the most important music and arts festivals, featuring artists from around the world. These festivals are not only an opportunity to enjoy music, theater, and dance, but also to immerse yourself in the daily life of the Irish and experience their hospitality up close. In every corner of the country, from the Atlantic coast to the most remote valleys, you can find events that celebrate the Irish identity, creating an atmosphere of community and joy that is incomparable. Ireland is a country that captivates with its beauty, its history, and its people. Every corner of the island has a story to tell, and every tradition is a reflection of the soul of the nation. From ancient legends to vibrant contemporary life, Ireland remains a unique place where culture and history intertwine to offer an unforgettable experience. And so concludes this fascinating tour of Ireland, a country full of history, magic, and curiosities that continue to captivate millions of people around the world. If you liked this video and want to continue exploring more about the most interesting and secret destinations on our planet, don't forget to subscribe to the World and Evolution channel so you don't miss any content. Also, if you want to continue learning about how to achieve success and become a self-made millionaire, visit our website selfmadamillionaires.online. We are waiting for you with more content that will change your vision of the world.